Hello, everybody. I'd like to spend a few minutes here in this video helping you to understand a little bit more about what the worship service actually will be like and feel like. We will be continuing to use a paper printed bulletin. We considered foregoing that, but have our pros and cons list for retaining it. So I want you to know that that will be prepared each week by Thursday at the latest, and will actually just be placed on the pews waiting for you. And so there won't be passing that between people, etc. And it'll have a couple days to sit there in case that's something that's of concern. Would also want you to know that our service will feel different, of course, because of various changes that will be made to reduce physical contact. So, for instance, the offering plates will be not passed during any offering time specifically. They'll be stationed at the front and rear of the sanctuary for you to place your gift as you depart. And we will not be passing a microphone for joys and concerns. So it is my intention that we will continue to have a spoken joys and concerns at least some of the time, if not every week. And during that time, I will just go ahead and repeat what's shared from my mic to make sure that everyone can hear you, since you won't be mic'd. One of the things that you might be interested in is how our communion dynamics, logistics will change, as well as music. These are the two pieces of liturgy that we've really spent the most amount of work with over the summer. So first of all, in terms of communion, we've acquired little single-serve communion packets that have the juice in a little cup, shield of plastic over that, and a little wafer that lies flat on top of it, another piece of plastic over that. So these individual serving units will be distributed by our communion assistants with their gloves and masks actually down in the pews. So nobody will be coming forward to the rail during that time, during the time of communion. I'll bless the elements and bless the assistants, who will just kind of migrate through the empty pews to hand one by one a communion item to you if you're partaking that day. So that's how we'll be doing communion. And also then, in terms of music, while music is so important to every church community, Eden, of course, as well. And so what I'm describing is a musically enriching time. It'll be a mix of familiar pieces and hymnody that we enjoy. There'll be more instrumental music, and there'll be almost no actual singing. Many churches across the country have made the decision that there will be zero congregational singing or solos. We've made the decision that there will be from time to time a solo or duet carefully placed at the front of the sanctuary and spaced and directionally oriented for the greatest safety. And then at the very, very end of the service, the congregation, while masked, will have an opportunity, if they're led, to sing a very brief song and to recite the Lord's Prayer together as our benediction. That's how we'll close each service. So that's my thinking on that. This is kind of sifted through initial feedback and lots of research this summer and conversations with the deacons and the worship committee, wanting to create something that is familiar in all the ways that would bring us here, but also different and very intentional about the quantity of time spent reciting things, and in particular singing, which much research has been done, is that's a spreading kind of moment. So by doing that little bit at the very end, as we're literally about to vacate the room, seemed to me to be a very tiny compromise. Yeah, and so then just in general, there won't be other lengthy reciting or the back and forth call and response where the congregation says things out loud. Instead, we'll be using like different individual vocalists or readers for those pieces. I'm excited about the opportunity to have an experience that might actually feel, new and creative. And so I'm hoping that we will embrace the opportunity to appreciate something new and not merely be sad about the things we're not doing. So that's my prayer, and that's the spirit in which I'm undertaking the plan.